Hello, YouTube. Thank you for watching. So this will be part 3 of this 97 Chevy 1500 pickup truck. Today I'm going to be sanding the hood. I'm going to show you the process, which I already started with the sanding. I'll show you what I'm using, as in sandpaper, my palm sander, the process I went through, and just kind of give you some tips as to what I've learned over the years of working on cars, even back when I was in diesel technology for school in high school, what we did. So, like I said, today I'm doing the hood. I don't think this will be on a separate YouTube video. I don't know yet. So if it's separate, cool. If not, it'll just be with the collage and another video or two that I'll be uploading. So like I said, this here is the 97. How do I switch the camera? Oh, that's a picture. Okay, so with the process that I have taken, like I said before, I have already started sanding. I'm using Gator Premium sandpaper. It's got the mix of 60 and 80 grit, which I'm very happy with. I wanted 40, but unfortunately none of the stores that I went to had any 40, so this will be the next quick thing. But anyway, when I started sanding this, I went straight up and down first. And I did each panel separate, you know. I did this piece here, I went ahead and did the center, and then I did the outside. After I was done going up and down, I went straight across. And then after that, I went at a diagonal. That way, any cuts, any marks from the sandpaper itself would be blended in. The next process step that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to 200 grit. But before I go ahead and do that, I want to make sure that I get inside these grooves the best that I can, which I'm going to have to just do that by hand. And basically here, what I'm doing, I'm not taking it down to bare metal. I'd be better off using chemicals for that. I don't have the kind of time. I also got little kids, and they come down here into the garage while I'm working. So if kids pop in, at any point of this video, I apologize. I'll try to stop the video, and I'll just, make another file. But basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to get all the patchy clear coat off, and take it straight down to bare paint. The best way to know that if you're at bare paint is if everything starts, like your dust and everything starts turning red, which is where I'm at now. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more sanding. Like I said, I want to do this groove here, and I want to do this groove here. And then I'm going to go to 220, take it down a little bit more, and then I'm going to go to 400, try to take any sort of lines out that could be, visible. Which I'll show you, my paper next as to whenever I go to it. And then I'll also show my 400. And then I'm going to show you, which I'm going to do in this video as well. I got a new paint sprayer gun. I can't talk. My other one would not spray the primer whenever I went and did another coat on the bed. I completely tore it down. I cleaned it. It just would not pick up. My understandings is that it's an older gun anyway. Went to Harbor Freight, got a Central Pneumatic one for $15.99. So we're going to try it. I hope I'm very pleased with it because it looks to be a lot easier to operate than the one that I had before. But like I said, we are going to do a video. My garage is a complete mess. I should probably just organize my tools and get everything put up. But whenever this is done, the next video is going to be the fenders. This truck is not mine. Please, be aware of that. I'm not keeping the truck. The gentleman that owns this truck, really good guy. He's never home. He just works. And when he is home, he's relaxing, trying to spend some time with his family. But he wants his truck. And unfortunately, it's just not roadworthy with the way that the body was starting to rot. She needed some attention. I offered to do the work. He's been supplying most of the stuff. Some stuff I already had here. Some other stuff that, he paid for himself. But I'm not charging him. He's a really great guy. And once I officially go professional with my garage, and that's including state inspection and stuff like that, he'll be one of my biggest references. I do side work for cars. I got my in-laws. I have, people from work. I have some friends. And then they tell people, if they need work done, get a hold of me. I probably won't be doing anything tomorrow because I have a truck coming in for some other bodywork repair who found out through other people that I've done work for. So my reputation is quite high, and everybody, I've never ever had a customer upset with any of my work. So with that being said, let's continue with this video. Let's get these grooves done up, and we'll pop back in a second. Okay, for this next step, I already went ahead again, started sanding. I didn't use any of the 220 yet, but I just wanted to try and get a little bit more of the heavier stuff off. That way it's more dull. I already used my air compressor. I blew all the dust off. Obviously, there's still going to be some. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you about my 220 grit. It's by the same company. It's Gator. This one actually, I guess I might be missing a step because step 2 I don't have. But this one's got 2 sheets of 220 in it and 2 sheets of 320 in it. Right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the 220, cut a chunk, put it on my palm sander, and go ahead and start going. Okay guys, so I have not had the chance to blow this off yet, but I went ahead and I ran the 220. Down here's all pure paint. There's no clear coat left there. I'm trying to get the rest of the process the same way, but that's probably not going to happen. But most of the clear coat is off. Like I said before, the process, I went straight up and down, and then I went sideways, and then I came in at an angle to try to even everything out, and then I went ahead and I went sideways again. So I'm going to go ahead and blow this off, and we'll get a quick peek as to what she looks like once she's cleared. Okay, so after being blown off, all of it's obviously not off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it off and see where we're at. Once it dries up, I'll go ahead and I'll get my heat turned on in the garage here, and we're going to go ahead and we'll do some 320. By then, if I see a bunch of high spots, like if I run my finger over this, obviously there's some clear coat still, but it is completely flat. Like you can see where it is, but you cannot feel it. So everything's level. I'm going to try to maybe go a little harder on it and see if that'll clear out. If not, then that can be touched up right here. As you can see, there's a high spot. Yeah. But the owner of the truck might be coming over today. The other day, before I went to work, I spent the afternoon, which I guess I'll go ahead and I'll open the garage up and show you guys. Except my son likes messing with all of my ratchet straps, but I took the hood off, I took the fenders off. Any other vehicle I've done doing this, I was able to just strap the battery on, fire it up and go, but this truck wouldn't. She had a ground issue, which was right here. And there's Matthew, the one that likes to take all my tools. Matthew, say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. He's not saying hi. But anyway, the truck would turn over. There's no fuel pump, no spark. I knew it was a ground issue, and this was the only ground that I knew of. it mounted onto the passenger side fender. So I went ahead, found another ground point, connected these two together, that way it's still connected to the battery, and then I went ahead and ground it up to the body. Once that was done, turned everything over, fired right up, fuel pump kicked on, everything. So I was able to move it, otherwise I'd have to push the truck, and I'm not in the mood to be pushing the truck in and out. But that's where we are with the truck. The whole truck's getting a paint job. I'm not going to touch the firewall. The cab's going to get done. I need to finish some body work on the passenger side, which I'll go ahead and show you. I even got my metal brake. The door needs very, very little work. It's just a rocker panel here. I'm going to cut the bad spot out, weld in new homemade panels. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off and cut, and I'm going to weld this in. That way it's seamless. It's completely straight. Instead of having a gap or having rivets or anything, because I don't like rivets. I'll go ahead and I'll show you the other side. The other side still needs sanded down yet. Actually, it's going to need a lot more work because the truck kind of sat outside because I've been working on the bed. But this I'm going to completely redo because I didn't cut it out. Only because at this point I wasn't able to get back here. But even though it's hidden with the bed, I still want to do a really good job. Down here has been done. It just needs sanded down. And rocker panels was done. I'm not going to get down for that one, but anybody watching this video, you know what rocker panels are. But with that being said, let's get the hood washed off, and we'll go ahead and we'll start with some 320. Okay guys, so I washed it off like I stated here shortly ago, and I already went ahead and I ran the 320, and it looks a lot better now. Still some shiny in here, but I can't get any more off, and I don't want to run any higher just to go back down. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish prepping for paint, or I guess in this case it's going to be primer. Just trying to warm the garage up a little bit, that way the primer cures nicely. I'm going to make sure there's no wet spots. I'm going to take a non-stick cloth and wipe over this. I'm going to blow the entire floor, make sure it's all clean, clean the hood off once again. I'm going to soak the floor down, that way the primer doesn't really stick to it. But all in all, this hood's just about ready. I talked to the owner. He might be coming down maybe later this afternoon, and he's going to check the progress, conversate a little bit, and we're going to go over some pictures that I drew up of color schemes. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so I already got done doing the first coat of prime. What I ended up doing is I went side to side. Kind of hard to see. This light's really not working with my advantage. I just turned my heat back on to try to help cure this. I got the door open and my fan blowing to kind of create some ventilation. Smells not too bad in here actually, since I left the fan run and cracked the door, but now it's all the way open. But anyway, currently there's 2 coats on here. I am going to put another one after this dries up, and then I'm going to sand it down just to make sure there's no high spots, which currently as it sits wet, I don't see any. And obviously on video, you're not really going to see anything. But I did one wet, and then I let it go for a little bit. And then I went ahead and I put on another coat. But everything looks quite even. My lines look pretty good. Nice and wet and reflective yet. But at this point there is no for sure as to what color scheme that this truck's going to be. But what I can hint for you right now is it's going to be red and it's going to be black. But anyway, like I said, the first coat I did my first pass, I just went straight across. And then for my second coat, I went straight up and down. Anything that kind of looked a little uneven or that I may have missed, I went straight across on. But all in all, as for this priming setup, it's looking really freaking good. I got a couple videos because I don't have anything fancy enough to where I can pause it. So when I go to edit these, it's going to be a little bit different. But I am going to go ahead and start getting these uploaded. Otherwise, it's going to be like an hour and a half long video. So this will be the end of part 3. Part 4, you'll see that I sand it down after this cures. Make sure that Matthew, my son, doesn't try touching the wet primer. But like I said, part 4, it's going to be sand, maybe another coat of paint or primer. And then we're going to get ready for some paint. Hopefully by then we will know exactly what color scheme we're going. I have some drawn up, so stay tuned.